She thought he was just a lonely guest until she discovered he owned the entire hotel. The storm howled outside, rain pounding relentlessly against the windows of the old coastal hotel where Anna worked the night shift at the front desk. The lobby was dimly lit, the flickering chandelier casting trembling shadows across the polished wooden floors. Anna, a young woman with long golden hair that caught the faint light, sat behind the desk, her sharp blue eyes scanning the room with quiet determination. Despite her gentle appearance, there was a steeliness about her, a strength forged through years of hardship after losing her parents at a young age. She had learned early on how to carry the weight of the world with grace, but the sorrow in her gaze remained unmistakable. The door creaked open, straining against the storm's roar. A tall, lean man stepped inside, rain dripping from his coat, his face drawn and shadowed, eyes heavy with unspoken pain. He moved with deliberate quiet, not wanting to draw attention, yet his very presence seemed to fill the room with gravity. "I need a room. Something quiet, away from everything," he said, his voice low and steady, carrying an emotional weight beneath its calm tone. Anna's fingers stilled over the register. She looked up, meeting eyes that seemed to hold secrets she could almost feel. "Of course, sir. We have a few rooms that are more secluded, away from the street noise. Let me find the perfect one for you." Her voice was soft, but laced with a gentle kindness that came naturally to her. "It's quite stormy tonight. Are you sure you want to stay here alone?" she asked, her tone warm and without judgment. He gave a faint, almost imperceptible smile, the first crack in his somber exterior. Sometimes being alone is the only way to find peace. Anna found his words intriguing, but kept her composure. Handing him a brass key attached to an old-fashioned tag, she said, "Room 214. It's one of the quietest rooms. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call the front desk." As he walked away, he paused near a hallway where a maid struggled with a heavy cart stuck in a narrow passage. Without a word, he lifted it just enough to free it, then quietly continued on. Most wouldn't have noticed, but Anna did, and something warm flickered inside her, despite the storm raging outside. The hotel was a relic from a bygone era, creaky floors, ornate moldings, and the scent of aged wood and sea salt. Tonight, under the roar of the tempest, it felt alive with secrets. Anna wondered about the stranger in room 214, sensing that his story, like hers, was tangled with pain and maybe, in time, healing. Within these sturdy walls, a fragile connection had begun. One that would change what she believed about loneliness, trust, and love. Over the next several days, the man, Michael, kept appearing at the hotel. His presence became a quiet rhythm against the busy backdrop. One morning, she saw him approach an elderly guest who seemed confused. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson," Michael said gently, offering his arm. The man's face lit up. "Thank you, Michael. It's good to see you." Later, Anna told him with a smile, "You seem to have a knack for making people feel cared for." "I suppose everyone needs a little kindness now and then," he replied. Their conversations grew longer, layered with meaning. One rainy afternoon, as Michael waited for his room, Anna handed him a cup of tea. "You notice things others don't," he told her. She blushed slightly. "Part of the job and maybe a little curiosity." "Curiosity is a good thing," he murmured. One evening, after most guests had retired, Anna approached him by the fire. "You always seem so composed," she said. "But sometimes I catch glimpses of something deeper. Is there a story you're hiding?" He met her gaze. "Everyone has a story, Anna. Some are easier to tell than others." Encouraged, she shared a piece of her own. Losing her parents young, carrying the weight alone. "That's a heavy burden," he said softly, "but you carry it well." From then on, their bond deepened in quiet moments, a scarf left on her chair during a cold morning shift, a newspaper folded neatly for her. One afternoon, sunlight spilling through the windows, Anna told him, "You're not as lonely as you pretend to be." He smiled. "Maybe I'm just waiting for someone who sees the real me." Her heart fluttered. "I think you found her." But one morning, whispers filled the lobby. Rumors said the beloved old hotel might soon be sold, or worse, torn down for a modern development. Anna stood behind the desk, offering reassuring smiles to worried staff and guests, even as uncertainty twisted in her chest. She looked around the place she loved, the faded wallpaper, the worn but polished floors, the antique furniture. This wasn't just a building to her. It was home. And the thought of losing it was unthinkable. The revelation and the fight for the hotel Anna could barely stand the silence. Michael had been gone for days, and the absence of his quiet, steady presence was felt everywhere. He had always been there in small but powerful ways, fixing a broken door handle, helping a maid with a stuck cleaning cart, leaving little notes of encouragement no one else seemed to notice. Those gestures had meant more than anyone realized, especially to her. One evening, after the guests had gone to bed, she sat alone in the dimly lit lobby. Her fingers traced the smooth brass doorknob Michael had repaired, remembering the patience in his hands. If only I knew where you are, she thought. Maybe then I could understand and help us both. The next morning, she gathered the staff in the break room. Their faces were tired, but they looked to her for strength. "We have to believe this hotel will stand," she said firmly. "Not just for us, but for every story lived within these walls. We're going to fight for it." A small spark of hope flickered in their eyes. That night, as rain tapped against the windows, the grand wooden door creaked open. Anna looked up and froze. Michael stood there, coat damp from the storm, eyes shadowed but steady. "Michael," she breathed, unable to hide the warmth in her voice. "Where have you been? We've all been worried." He stepped closer, offering a small, weary smile. "I'm sorry for disappearing," he said quietly. "There's something I need to tell you. Something I've kept hidden for too long." She studied him, sensing the weight behind his words. "What is it?" Taking a deep breath, he sat opposite her, hands clasped tightly. "I'm the owner of this hotel." The words hit her like a wave. "You're the owner? But why keep it a secret?" His gaze dropped briefly before meeting hers again. "Because this place means more to me than anyone knows. I had to protect it, and everyone in it, from people who would exploit it. Years ago, my family lost everything to betrayal and bad decisions. I bought this hotel to save it, to create a sanctuary. But it hasn't been easy, and I wasn't ready to share that burden with anyone." Anna's chest tightened with empathy. She no longer saw just the quiet guest. She saw a man carrying scars deep beneath a composed exterior. "I had no idea," she whispered. "Thank you for trusting me." "I want to build something real with you," he said, his voice raw. "Built on trust, not secrets." Her fingers reached for his across the desk. "You can trust me. I felt your kindness, even when you didn't say much. I want to be here for you." For the first time, the walls between them crumbled. The battle begins, the peace didn't last. He wasn't fighting with grand speeches, he was fighting with devotion. "You're incredible," she told him later, flipping through a petition signed by hundreds. He smiled softly. "I don't do it alone anymore. You make all the difference." Uncovering the past one rainy afternoon, Anna explored the dusty attic in search of the hotel's history, but found something far more personal, a box of old letters, journals, and photographs belonging to Michael's family. The letters told of a once prosperous family destroyed by financial ruin. Michael's parents had lost everything in a bankruptcy that left deep emotional scars. That evening, Anna found him in the lounge by the fire. She set the letters gently on the table between them. "I didn't know," she said softly. "Your family, they went through so much." The mask Michael wore slipped. "It was a nightmare I thought I had buried," he whispered. "Losing my parents, feeling everything slip away. I made mistakes. I came here to start over, to find peace." "You don't have to carry it alone anymore," she said, placing her hand over his. He looked at her, truly looked, and for the first time in years, let the grief surface. Silent tears slid down his face. She held him close, offering comfort without a single word. The storm outside rattled the windows, but inside, something broke open, not in destruction, but in release. And in that moment, they were no longer two lonely souls. They were a team, and together, they were going to save their home. The turning point that night marked a turning point. The walls between them shattered, replaced by raw honesty and deep understanding. Anna's compassion breathed life into the parts of Michael's heart that had long been closed off, and Michael's openness gave Anna a new sense of connection and trust. In the days that followed, their relationship deepened, evolving from quiet companionship into something tender and profound. They shared their fears and hopes, their past wounds and dreams for the future. Michael's moments of sorrow were met with Anna's unwavering support, and her own scars found solace in his strength. One afternoon, as they sat in the sunlit garden, Michael turned to Anna with a soft smile. "Thank you for seeing me," he said. "Not just the owner, not just the stranger who walked into the hotel, but me." Anna smiled back, her eyes shining with affection. I see you. All of you. Together, they faced the shadows of the past, finding in each other a sanctuary where love could grow, pure, resilient, and healing. Their bond, forged through shared pain and trust, became the foundation of a future neither had dared to imagine. And in that old hotel by the sea, amid the echoes of loss and hope, two hearts found their way home to each other. The storm over the hotel, the tension surrounding the hotel reached a boiling point as the group of investors escalated their tactics. No longer content with polite negotiations, they resorted to aggressive strategies designed to pressure Michael into surrendering ownership. Threatening letters arrived, legal loopholes were exploited, and rumors spread to unsettle the loyal staff and clientele. The once peaceful sanctuary had become a battlefield, and Michael felt the strain settling deep in his bones. One evening, after yet another hostile phone call, Michael sat alone in his office, the weight of exhaustion pressing down on him. His hands trembled slightly as he stared at the mountain of documents piled on his desk. The fight that had once ignited a fierce determination now threatened to extinguish his spirit. For the first time in years, the thought of giving up crossed his mind. Anna found him there, eyes red from sleepless nights, shoulders slumped. Without hesitation, she stepped forward and took his hand. You don't have to do this alone, she said softly, her voice a steady anchor in the storm. We'll find a way through it. Together. Michael looked up, the vulnerability in his eyes meeting the fierce resolve in hers. I'm scared, Anna. Scared that all this fighting won't be enough. Her grip tightened. It will be, because we're stronger than this. Stronger than them. Despite the crushing pressure, they began to devise new strategies. They reached out to community leaders, rallied supporters, and sought advice from historic preservation experts. Anna's determination became a beacon for Michael, lifting him when despair threatened to consume him. Yet, even as their partnership grew stronger, the strain began to plant seeds of misunderstanding. Michael, burdened by secrets and guilt, sometimes withdrew into silence, leaving Anna feeling shut out. Anna, overwhelmed by the stress and responsibility, struggled to reconcile the man she loved with the shadow of his past. Fracture and reconciliation one night, their frustrations boiled over. In the dimly lit lounge, voices rose in heated argument. Why won't you let me in? Anna demanded, her eyes bright with unshed tears. We're supposed to face this together. Michael's expression tightened. I'm trying to protect you. There are things you don't understand, things I can't tell you yet. Protect me? She whispered, voice breaking. Or push me away? The room fell silent. The chasm between them felt vast and painful. But even in that moment of conflict, the love beneath their anger remained undeniable. Later, as the hotel's ancient walls seemed to hold their breath, Michael reached for her hand, his voice low and raw. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you. Tears spilled down Anna's cheeks. Then don't. We'll face everything. The threats, the past, the secrets. Together. Their reconciliation was quiet but profound, a promise to trust and to fight not just for the hotel, but for each other. The restoration amid legal battles and emotional turmoil, small moments of tenderness, kept them grounded. Anna brought Michael coffee during long meetings. Michael left her notes, reminding her to rest. Late at night, they found refuge in each other's arms, a sanctuary from the chaos. The fight was far from over, but their love had grown resilient, as enduring as the hotel itself. In the end, they stood firm. The hotel would not be sold. Instead, it would be restored, not erased and replaced, but lovingly renewed. They envisioned a future where its historic charm would blend seamlessly with fresh life and energy. Days were spent poring over blueprints, meeting with architects and preservationists who shared their vision. The peeling wallpaper was carefully replaced with delicate patterns reminiscent of bygone days. The grand staircase was refinished, its worn banisters gleaming once more. Modern amenities were added with care, preserving the hotel's timeless elegance. But the true restoration ran deeper than the walls. Michael and Anna were healing too, their souls mending alongside the fragile beauty they fought to protect. A new beginning one evening, as the sun set over the ocean, Michael and Anna stood on the balcony. The sky was ablaze with oranges and purples, the waves whispering below. Michael reached out, tucking a stray lock of her golden hair behind her ear. His voice was tender. We've both been through so much, but here, together, I feel like we're finally home." Anna smiled, eyes shining. "This isn't just a hotel anymore. It's our story, a place where love has healed the deepest wounds. No matter what comes next, we face it as one." As the last light dipped below the horizon, the old hotel stood strong behind them, a testament to resilience, trust, and the enduring strength of the human heart.